Test, 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 test. Coach Mike back with another training session today, plus some usual yap and bullshit that I'm going to be taking you through. I swear I do not only just train upper body, but at the moment my upper body sessions are in my studio at home here. And it makes it a lot easier to record these things when I'm home because I'm not in a public gym. Anyway, nonetheless, welcome back. We are now in week 3 of the program. I think when I did the last episode, I was in week 1, so we're in week 3 now. So today we're going to see some harder work getting done. Training thus far of the past 3 weeks has actually been excellent. So if you want to refer back to my previous video, you can. Long story short, I changed the days my program was structured. I changed the way my program was structured by altering the days around a little bit. I've recently shifted all of my lower body work just to that Friday training session. It has allowed me to then have 2 primary upper body days. One day where I focus on the squat and deadlift on the Friday. However, that day on the Friday where I focus on the squat and deadlift, I'm not going heavy at both of them. One of them I'll be pushing, the other one I'll be going a little bit lighter. And then in the following week, I alternate that. And then I just kind of keep that alternating progression over the course of the program. That has done a couple things for me that I'll elaborate on, which I thought it would. One, it's given my legs an extra day to recover throughout the training week, meaning they don't feel as banged up all the time. And I do find that I'm able to recover and push those sessions a little bit more because I'm only going hard on one big lower body exercise each week. I'm only going hard on deadlifts one week, which means I can take it easy on my squats and it's not as fatiguing. I find I'm recovering quite well and I'm able to push my runs and I don't feel any kind of overlapping fatigue in between those 2 sessions. So something you guys may want to consider is 1, having alternating weeks where you squat and bench, squat and deadlift heavy. So have 1 heavy squat week, 1 lighter deadlift week, and then you kind of alternate that progression. But we're still working our way upwards, just slower. And then the other thing is sometimes it is not a bad idea. Sometimes it is not a bad idea to have your deadlifts and squats on the same day because it then gives you more days to recover after that. I will say this though, if I was exclusively powerlifting, I probably wouldn't be doing them on the same day like I am right now. Or if I did, it would be like just a heavy deadlift day and a light squat or something similar to that. But there would probably be another day where I do both of those movements again. Given the nature of hybrid training and needing to use my legs so often and run so often, there's no way that I'm gonna be doubling up on squats or deadlifts in a week right now. And to be honest, I don't think I need to in order to progress them yet. Anyway, get out gracefully. We're doing some upper body stuff today. You're gonna see me go heavy on a few things. Let's get it going. So just to give you an overall rundown of how training is going right now. Other than what I mentioned before, it is going really good. All my lifts seem to be going up quite nicely. My running seems to be going really well. And I've actually entered in to 2 races now coming up over the next few weeks. So at the start of December is the Sydney Trail Half Marathon, which I'll be doing. And then just before that is Western Sydney 10K. I believe that's what it's called. I'm doing the Western Sydney 10K just to get a feel of where I'm at. Maybe I'll get a PB on the day. I'm not going to train to get a PB at that race, although if I've managed to pull something out, even if it's fractionally faster than what I've done before, I'll be pretty happy. Otherwise though, I've got that race, the 10K, and then the half marathon in December. A trail half marathon is always interesting because you just don't know how it's going to be. Running on dirt, if it's all flat and nice and there's nothing in the way, is easy. However, I don't think that ever exists in an actual trail run. Chances are we're going to be going over rocks and all that kind of stuff, dodging trees, branches, all that, whatever else is in the way. So I have no intention of getting a PB at that race. Instead, I would love to just be able to finish hopefully somewhere in the top 20. That would be awesome, just being realistic. I don't think it's a huge race, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of amazing runners there that will be extremely fast. But if I could get somewhere in the top 20, I think that would be a nice little way to wrap up the year in terms of competitions. I entered into these races because 1, I was a little bit bored, and I feel like I've been running a half marathon just about every weekend for the past few weeks anyway, so I'm half marathon fit. I figured let's just go ahead and pick one and just do it. Otherwise, in terms of training leading up to the race, I'm actually not going to change a thing. The only thing I'm going to do in the week before the race, or the week of the race, the 21K in particular, I'm just going to not do any legs and maybe cut out a lot of my upper body training. But otherwise, training will be as normal. In terms of the 10K race, I think I'm just going to train as normal entirely the whole way through. I have no intention of really changing anything about my training. Just treating that as another training day. Normally when you go into a race, you want to have your weight training and running tapered down a little bit. In this case, I'm just using the 10K as more of a training day. All of my clients, if any of you are watching this or anyone who sees me out there, you're welcome to come. It's a free race as well, so that one would be awesome. Then the Sydney Trail 21K, that one I'll take a little bit more seriously. But again, I'm not expecting to get a PB at that race. It's more just to do another race before the end of the year. It's always good to have something to train towards. 3 sets of 120 to 125. This is 120 kilos right now. Let's see how it feels. I had a really big run yesterday, so I'm hoping that I ate enough to make myself feel a little bit more recovered doing this session. Not bad, my foot slipped. Not as easy as I wanted it to be honest. I think I'll just go up to 122 and I'm gonna rest a little bit longer. So we're about to do 122, which is the top set. I'm not sure if I've rested long enough, but anyway. So if you wanna train like me, I've released a program, my Lift Heavy, Run Fast programs. They are a one-time downloadable program. You buy it once, you download it once, you use the program forever. This program automatically adapts your lifting and running volume and speed and weight based off where you are right now. If you can only run a 60-minute 10 kilometer and you want to do 55-minute 10K, it will pre-populate your volume and what pace targets you should be hitting over 12 weeks in order to achieve that goal in that time frame. If you want to run a sub 20-minute 5K, but right now you're doing 5K in 26 minutes, it will pre-populate the pace targets, running volume, and everything you need in order to reach that target. There is no other program like this on the market that does this automatically, or no other program right now on the market that you only need to buy once and do this automatically. And when it comes to your lifting, it is designed to get you stronger at the squat, bench, and deadlift. It is the exact methods and tools that I use with my clients and myself that you're witnessing live right now in order to get stronger and run faster. It's the only program available like it. It's no BS. It took me fucking ages to make because I am terrible with sheets. Honestly, if you use it, I guarantee results, and I highly recommend you use the program more than once. I've designed it so it goes for 3 months and you can repeat it again. That's 6 months of coaching, at least, for a very cheap price, less than the price you probably pay for coffee each week. Anyway, something you should probably go check out. Click the link in the description. Otherwise, 122 kilos about to go down. All right, I got one more of those. That actually felt better than the 120. Does upper body strength training really do much for running performance? No, not really. Does it make you not look like a runner and at least look jacked? Yes. Do you want to be a hybrid that is strong, fast, and look good? Then you should be doing upper body. That's pretty much all there is to it. And remember, upper body can handle a lot more work than your lower body can in this kind of training. That's why I do it so often. in the lead up to my next race, my training's not going to change much at all. My running program right now will be one easy run during the week where I'll do anywhere between 8 to 15 kilometers, one speed or tempo session during the week, and then the long run on the weekend. If I wanted to hit a PB at this race, I think I will definitely would have needed to add in an extra run. But because it's a trail, the chances of me getting a PB anyway are quite low. So I'm not likely to add in any extra running. I don't feel the need to, and I'll definitely be able to finish the race. I just know that realistically, I'm not going to probably get a PB on a trail anyway. So long story short, 3 runs a week, one long run where I'm pretty much running a half marathon every weekend in the lead up to the race, other than once I start tapering, and then the 2 other runs during the week. Total weekly mileage, we're probably looking at about 40 to 55 Ks a week. So not heaps, but more than enough for me to get the race done. And hopefully do something respectable. So I'm going to tell you about 2 things that have changed about my recovery right now, or a couple things I've changed about my recovery, which has made me feel a lot better in my training. And these are things you may want to apply to your own training. So as I mentioned before, I changed the structure of my training week a little bit to give me less days on my legs, give them a little bit extra time to recover. Your legs are the largest muscles in your body overall. So the longer they have to recover, generally the less overall fatigue you're going to experience as a whole. That's one thing. The other thing I recently did is I've been eating a little bit more. I don't exactly know how many calories I'm eating exactly. I'm tracking this week, but I would say I've been eating around the 37 to 3,800 calorie mark. Might sound like a lot to some, but I exercise heaps, so it's probably not that much. I was eating around 3,400 before, and to be honest, eating at the 37, 3,800 mark, I reckon, well, I know my weight has stayed the same. However, I'm just giving you a rough guide. I could be eating a little bit more or less than that. The last thing I've done, and arguably the most important, which has had the biggest impact for me, is I've cut out all caffeine altogether. I have not had caffeine or any coffee whatsoever for coming up on 4 weeks now. I did it because I was having some stomach issues when I first came back from overseas about 4 weeks ago. And once the stomach issues resolved, I decided to just continue to not have caffeine. So it's now been about 4 weeks of no coffee. What it has done for me, yes, I feel tired. Right now, at the time I'm filming this, it's 6:30 in the morning here in Sydney, and I am quite fatigued. I've been up quite early to film this video. I've got a massive day of work ahead. It's Monday here as well. I know I'm gonna get tired. I may need a short midday nap later, all that kind of stuff. But overall, my sleep has gotten dramatically better. I fall asleep much easier. I stay asleep. I tend to have a better quality sleep. And when I wake up in the mornings, to be honest, most of the time that morning coffee that I have when I first wake up out of bed, for me previously, honestly, I don't even think it did anything. And I think, and I know that that has probably had one of the biggest influences on my recovery overall. So if you're someone who struggles to sleep, all that kind of stuff, I know it's hard. I know it may take a little bit of joy out of your day, but try going no coffee and no caffeine for a week or 2. It honestly has been a game changer for me. Shouldn't train arms as a hybrid. Sucks. Who wants to have skinny arms? I would have massive arms when I run. No, it's not going to help your performance whatsoever. That looks hectic. Fuck. If you're someone with small arms and all you do is bicep curls and everything and you think getting a bigger bicep is the answer to your problems, it's not. It's probably your triceps. Your triceps make up 60% of your arm muscle, roughly. Your triceps are bigger than your bis. If your arms always look small and you're only ever doing biceps, you need to go harder on the tris, FYI. Look at some of the best bodybuilders in the world. They've got huge triceps. So that's a wrap on another video. Hope you guys got something out of it. Gone over my new race plans, how the new structure to my training week has worked, recovery things that I've changed and that seem to have been recovery things that I've changed and seem to be benefiting me. Last but not least, my Lift Heavy Run Fast program is available for download right now. If you are someone that is lost in your hybrid training, you can't afford a coach, you're using ChatGPT or one of those running apps to help you progress your training, you're struggling to make sense of everything, all the information you've been given on the internet, click in the link in my description, Lift Heavy Run Fast programs. Download the 5K, 10K, 21K option, whatever one you want, plug your numbers in, and the program will build itself for you. It will literally do what I do, but I put it in a spreadsheet for you, and you only need to pay for it once. And I promise you, it is the cheapest product I have on offer, and it is the only one like it right now on the market that tailors your lifting and running to you. If you want to go look at it, click the link in the description. Run the program once, get results. Run it twice, get more results. You won't be disappointed. Otherwise, as always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.